All right, old guy jamming here. Today we're going to take a look at the Randall RD20 devilish head. Of course, you can't see it because it's back there and my big old mug's in the way. All right, so let's take a listen to this beast. Really great amp, $400 used, but it's great. It's great. All right, so sometimes a couple of things will come together. You'll recognize two of these riffs. I put them together to make one that I think is smoking hot. Sometimes all you need is a similar beat. So find a beat you like for one, and then force the other one into the new rhythmic pattern. It might be different than when you started the riff, but if they have similar characteristics either in mode or in key, then sometimes just changing the beat in one makes it work, and you end up with some magic stuff. I'm particularly psyched out of my mind about this. See if I can pull it off. Sick! All right, so here we go. Now, that opener was a response to a viewer's comment. Get a lot of viewers comment, mostly good, and I appreciate it. And if you're just now coming by the channel, thanks for coming by. Please subscribe, like, watch a few minutes of a couple videos. In fact, what if everybody turned on, got it to where Old Guy Jammin' showed up with 50 or plus videos, and then everybody hit play and just went to bed and let their laptops, iPads, stuff roll all night long. That'd be pretty cool. But anyway, thanks really for coming by. The channel continues to grow little bit by little bit. If you're new, the channel covers a lot of stuff, mostly guitar-related things, but there are some other things. Speaker repair. I put a new cone in a greenback speaker. Not a cone. I put a new surround on a greenback speaker, and it was relatively easy. So, in fact, it was very easy. So you can check that out. A toilet flush valve repair that was stupid simple, but it's been so helpful to so many people. I silenced the hamster silent wheel because it was a really nice wheel, but it was made cheaply rather than, which I appreciate, but it needed a stronger bracket to keep it actually silent so it didn't oscillate and make all sorts of noise. And then, so you can check that one out. And then another comment I get quite often is that you can't hear me because I'm not wearing a separate mic. And that's because of the simplicity in my recording technique. I use a lapel, I don't use a lapel mic. I use this USB and QuickTime in my Apple software, my Apple computer, my Mac. And it doesn't lend itself to a lot of options. I have one camera, one mic. I like the honesty of an in-room mic as compared to other channels who run everything through impulse responses, which I really don't even understand. Because what I've noticed in head-to-head comparisons, like a large shootout between a bunch of 15-watt heads or 20-watt heads, when you drive everything, for me anyway, when everything goes through an impulse response, it ends up sounding a lot the same. A lot of it just sounds the same to me. I really don't hear the differences in the heads. And I've owned enough of them that I know they sound different. And yet I listen to somebody else's shootout and it just sounds the same to me. So I really like an in-room mic, and I'm thinking about getting a lapel mic, but my software forces me to choose the microphone I'm using. I'm not even allowed to mix them. So I'll have to see if I can combine two into my USB wire and see if it can fake out the QuickTime software. All right, on to this thing, which is just great. Woo! It's kind of loud in here. Let's see how loud. All right, we are at 94 dB on the old meter. Good thing to have around. So the reason I don't do a lapel deal is because I have found a kind of a sweet spot between the position and volume on the mic and the amps and the loudness it needs to be in the room, so that the amp is operating at a nice level, and yet I'm not being blown out, but the mic is picking up something that's fairly true to what I'm hearing in the room. Okay, so I do appreciate the comments, but that's what we got to do here to do it the way I want it to be done. Now, the Randall. First thing I did, well, in about 10 minutes, I was very curious. In about 20 minutes, I knew I really liked it. And then 30 minutes later, I decided I was going to keep it. One of the first things I did was to make tube changes super easy, because I've already had the guts out of this thing. I cleaned it up, sprayed out the pots, because it's used. Sprayed out the pots, put new tubes. I could tell the tubes needed to be replaced. I was curious because it had a thin sound to it. It was kind of thin. And so I put some new 12AX tubes, 12A tubes, though not all 12AX. And then next thing I did was cut this screen backing out of right up here where it goes. Typically, it goes right behind this iron grill, but without this in the way, I can do all my tube changes right now in the front without having to take the whole thing out. All I have to do is take this grill out, and all my tubes are right there. There's red LEDs inside. It lights up. It looks devilish. It's pretty cool, and it sounds ridiculous. It's really nice. So take that screen out. Now, contrary to some of the things you'll read on the internet, the tubes in this thing are, can I remember how this goes? I think it's one in this position is the, I can't see it. Like I was saying, contrary to what you're going to read on the internet, the valve locations or tube locations here are 1, 3, and 2 on the circuit board. However, the first one and the second one in order, don't worry about the circuit board labeling. These first two are for the dirty channel. This one is for the clean channel. I know because I put a 12AU in this one, which is about 50% of regular tube gain on the clean channel, but it allows me to run the clean way over here to the right and match the volume to the dirty channel. Previously, there was so much clean headroom on this amp that I would have to have run the clean channel at about 9 o'clock instead of 3 o'clock. And running the clean channel up at 3 o'clock just allows the tube to be more fully in the picture, and it reacts to the tone is thicker, edge of breakup, but not really breakup, but getting there. But it also, I think, reacts a lot better to pedals if you can have your clean channel up quite a ways. Low volume stuff on a tube amp is never as good as when you have your tubes really driving. Okay? So in here, I took all the 12 AX7s out. We have 12 AYs in here, which are 2 gain stages down from the 12A. X, remember it goes XTY, ecstasy, so 12A, 12AT, 12AY, and then finally down here, 12AU, which is about half gain for the clean channel. All right, so we'll get some tones right now. I also have the Killing Floor by Seymour Duncan. Is kind of really works nice with this thing as an always on volume pedal. Ooh, let me grab my pick. Did I say always on volume pedal? Always on drive panel. Here we go. All right, with the pedal on. Pedal off. Just a little brighter, a little more there. I like it. Okay, let's go over to the clean channel. We'll start there. Sounds really loud. That might have moved from where I had it. It's really nice, articulate channel. Again, without the Killing Floor. Take this out of D-tune. With the Killing Floor on. So, and then where for a nice crunch, on the clean channel still, we'll hit the Tumnus, another really nice pedal. Big shout out to, if anybody can tell me where that riff is from, who wrote it, who plays it, who performs it. Okay, you get the picture? That's with the Tumnus on. If we were to take this volume all the way up, it just starts to break up. It's going to blow you out a little bit on your earbuds. But that's good. You want to be able to run the volume up on your amp. Volume up is good. No reverb on the unit, but I'm running a little reverb through my MXR. So that's kind of the clean. The EQ right now is all up through the middle. I think I'm going to run a loop through here at the end of this video and play with the EQ. I haven't done that in a long time. We'll focus on the EQ, run a loop, and you can see what kind of variability it has. But plenty of bass. Right now, my bass is just past noon. Middle is past noon, about 2 o'clock. The treble's at 3 o'clock. The presence is at 2 o'clock. So there's still plenty of room to get brighter or darken up. This is a dark guitar and I'm plenty bright. I wouldn't want to be too much brighter. And then the master's down here about 9 o'clock. Volume's about 9 on the dirty. And right now our gain is just past noon on the dirty. But let's take it down a notch and see what kind of crunch ability we have. Alright, bring the gain up on the dirty side to noon. It's tanky. It's got a little of that tank characteristic. Gain at about 2 o'clock. Gain up at 3. Somebody on the forums was saying they didn't think this head had enough gain. I think it's got plenty of gain. Working on it. Oh, smoking hot. Okay, and then I guess we could do gain on full. Goodness. Without getting too crazy, it doesn't lose any articulation. All the way maxed out, I still have usable gain. It still stays tight, but it's thick, really thick. Which is really nice, because on so many high gain amps, you get up past noon, 2 o'clock, and the rest of it is worthless anyways. So I love the way that the volume knobs work. I love the way that the gain works. You have a lot of variability as you bring it up. Okay, let's also test the volume drop. Roll off the volume. Nice tone. We could go to single coils. We've got our volume down only. That's pretty cool. Nice variability with the volume dropped on the guitar. You can go from swanky blues tone to ripping metal tone. $400. It's, you know, almost every bit as good as the $1,000 Angle. I want to do a series of used amps you should pick up because I'm collecting amps at this point, but nothing that does something else already does. That makes sense. I want amps that are uniquely different, like the orange number 4, Jim Root orange is really cool, uniquely different. This Randall is uniquely different, really good, nice, clean, killer dirty, kind of Mesa, kind of Engel, kind of 80s, and you can go either way with it. Turn the gain down and you've got a nice Dio tone. Turn the gain up and you're into some really modern metal territory. And anyway, it's great. Okay, so I'm going to shut up because that's another comment people have is, dude, shut up. And I'm going to loop something through it real quick, and we'll play with the EQ, and you can see what kind of great variability the EQ yields. Later.